Hi, everybody. Don Giannatti from lighting-essentials.com and project52prosystem.com. Before we get going on this little video on black and white, I want to thank all the new subscribers. If you're not a subscriber and you like the video content I'm putting out, I'd love it if you subscribed. I think it's that way or down there. Somewhere really close to this screen. Very convenient. It gives me keeps building my confidence to keep doing these, and I really enjoy doing them. Yesterday, chronologically, yesterday I did a post on a bunch of photographs I did back in 1985, and they were black and whites. Interestingly enough, in 1985, I shot a lot of black and white. In my career, I've shot a lot of black and white. I love black and white. Now we shoot digital, and when we pick the camera up and we make the image, it's probably a color image. Well, if we're shooting raw, it most definitely is a color image. And I think that sometimes we think of black and white as being the ugly stepchild to that color image, and that it's an afterthought. We'll shoot the color, then we'll make a black and white out of it. Well, that may not be the best way to go. Maybe the best way to go is to actually shoot it thinking about black and white. For instance, in analog days, we put a roll of film in a camera, whether it's Ektachrome or Kodachrome or C41 or black and white. We also had ISO, whether it was ISO 50 or 64 or 100, 200, all that stuff too. But we had committed to making a photograph in black and white. If we shot it in color, yes, we could convert it to black and white, but I can assure you that damn few photographers ever said, I think I'll go out and shoot some Kodachrome today so I can turn it to black and white. It was an awkward process. It wasn't the best process. The best way to do it was shoot it in black and white on black and white film. Sometimes clients would ask us, if you shoot it on black and white, can we turn it to color later? Yes, they did. Yes, they asked that question. The answer was, as you may have guessed, no. You shoot black and white, you get black and white. So when we start looking at black and white today, I see a lot of photographs, and I think to myself, the photographer wasn't shooting in black and white. They were shooting in color. Then they thought later of converting it to black and white. If you shoot with your mind set in black and white, you'll probably have better images. You'll probably have images that look better in black and white, by being aware of things, luminances, contrast, colors that blend, vibrancy, all kinds of things that can happen. I love black and white. I prefer black and white to color. If I could only shoot one kind of film, somebody came down and, the photo Nazi and said, you must choose one film, I'd probably go with black and white. Black and white removes the reality from the picture. It removes things that we can be tricked into viewing from the photograph. A good black and white photograph has to stand on its own. A color photograph can sometimes sit down on a nice, beautiful bed of color. As a great sunset. Okay, great sunset in black and white may not be so great. Maybe there's a way of shooting it in black and white that it is, but we didn't shoot it in black and white, we shot it in color. When you shoot in black and white and you think in black and white, you look for ways to make black and white photographs. All right, let's take a look at a couple of images let's look at this first one here. I actually lucked into this one in that this image is a color image, and it's not an image that I shot specifically for black and white. I actually shot this image in color. But at the time I was shooting it, I thought, this will make a really nice black and white photograph. Why? Well, here's the color image. Had really nice contrast on her face. This is a shoot-through umbrella sitting right over here in a little alleyway with the sun coming in here and dropping these shadows down behind. And I thought it was really kind of cool. So I moved my model into position here, and I lit her up with a flash over here. It's a tiny shoot-through umbrella. It's not a shoot-through umbrella. It's actually a bare flash with a little Stoffen thingy on it. Bare flash, so I got a lot of crisp contrast here in the dress. I knew this would make a good black and white, so with a very simple conversion in Photoshop. We go right to black and white, and it worked out really well. I like black and white photographs that just have a little bit of warmth to them or a little bit of coldness to them. In the old days, I would use sepia, gold toning. I would also use selenium at a high dilution rate to get a little bit of a cold tone to the images. So I then converted it to sepia. Now you're going to notice up here, we got a little more contrast in the face, more contrast in the arms. From here, sepia. Sepia would normally do that in a black and white print. Doesn't do it in digital. Just turning it to sepia, it's just going to go from this, just going to make it warmer. Okay, I wanted it to look like a sepia print, so by applying just a little more contrast to it, I got the image to look like a true sepia image. That was my goal. Let's see here. Next one up, we're going to go to one. Let's go to one that maybe could have worked better. Let's go to, which one? This one. Oh, this one. This was a total fail. Total fail. Here's the color photograph. Beautiful in color, isn't it? Got this nice warm light. The sun was maybe this far over the ocean. I've got Michelle standing here. Got a little bit of flare going on. Got a big white board right out of position here. The white board, even though it's a white board, it's bouncing warm color back onto Michelle. She's got this lovely turquoise swimsuit thing going on. So I've got these cools and these warm lights, and it works great. I knew when I shot it, it can't go black and white. It can't, because this light colored turquoise suit and this color of her skin is just going to be the same. See? It's the same reflectance. It's the same luminance. It's the same in the contrast. There's nothing I can do to this image, by the way. I put it in Photoshop. I take it in and do a lot of things. I can, maybe darken this. I can lighten this, but I'll never get by using like the blue slider. I can make it a little bit bluer. The cyan make it a little bit, I'm not bluer, but darker, a little bit darker. But it doesn't look right because it doesn't look correct. It looks like it's been manipulated with. So the color image works out nice. Soft lips, soft makeup in here in black and white. It's all gone. So you have to be very, very careful of what we're doing with what we're trying to achieve. Let's go to this image here. This is a good image. This one was shot in color. Nice headshot. But I knew shooting it in color that I could make a good black and white out of it, because these warm tones and these blue tones here, while they're very similar, I had contrast around the face to pull it up. I knew this would go a little bit darker. I knew this would go a little bit lighter. I knew her face would handle the black and white conversion because it has contrast. The lips are enough contrast away from the skin that it would work. Does it work? Yes, it worked. I knew going in that it would work. I actually shot this image to be a black and white in my head. After I shot it later, I realized that I did like it in color as well. So yeah, I stayed with all this warm skin and all these blue tones around. The color just really, really pops nicely. But as you can see, works nice in black and white. That was the goal. When we think about black and white before we go and shoot the black and white, it's always better to think of contrast and luminosity. Think through wardrobe, makeup choices, everything. One of the things I do, I probably just mentioned it, but one of the things I do is I turn my screen on to black and white, my preview on the back. I'm shooting in black and white. I want to think in black and white, and I want to preview the image in black and white. I don't want any color around me at all. They do make a rattan filter. It's kind of a dull orange filter. And if you put it in front of your eyes and you leave it in front of your eyes for about 1.5 minutes, you'll start to see all the contrasts in the scene as if they were black and white. Okay, so you can look for that if you're so inclined. Let's put this away and this one away, and let's go to this one. Let me share that screen with you. This is Jamie, a headshot, and you can see that In color, it really works. It's so soft. We got window light. We got a nice big, you can see the reflectors. We're bouncing light all over the place. Really works. The purple against the dark hair. We've got these soft greenish gray backgrounds, her warm skin. In black and white, not so much. The skin doesn't pop from the background. Just doesn't have any pizzazz. And again, whatever you do to the image, you can, use some sliders. I could grab a cyan slider and darken this background and stuff. But it doesn't really work for me. Same with the lips. Look how pretty the makeup is on Jamie here. It's very soft. It's very pretty. In black and white, it's gone. And it's not like she doesn't have makeup on. Yeah, she has makeup on, but it's the wrong colors, etc. So you got to really think that image through in black and white. I like thinking that I'm in control of what I'm going to shoot. I'm the one who's choosing it. I'm the one who wants to make it black and white. And I can do what I need to do to that image to get it there. Well, we got two more. Let's go with this one here. This model was waiting for her cue up on deck, and I saw this light coming in through a window and just hitting her shoulders and her chest right here. And I thought, wow, that really looks pretty. I converted it to a black and white, and now I'm just dealing with tones. It's just shapes and tones, and I really like how this image is interesting. This image, not so much so. This image, she's too warm. She's almost like she's perspiring on her skin, but in black and white, it just seems so much more pretty and more, what's the word? It's not real. We've taken the reality of the situation and we've converted it to this little graphical representation. So I like it very much. Let's go we've got one more to look at here. One summer in Mexico. Yeah, summer in Mexico. This was really fun. So got a nice, pretty, very soft headshot, 200mm lens, soft light, late in the day. We're just using, she's standing in the shade. We're just using a couple of cards to light her up. I love to shoot this way, very, very natural, very unassuming lighting. Also very natural for the model. She's not, having flashes going off. We don't have a bunch of stands and stuff around. It's just me, one assistant, and the model. And I shot this and I thought, well, this is really soft. I wonder how it'll look in black and white. So I took it into black and white, manipulated a little bit, just a little bit, brought some contrast up a little bit to get the eyes to pop. And I really, really like it in black and white. Even though her lips are a little bit light here, they're still pretty light in color, right? So it's not like a radical departure from this image. I don't want to burn her lips down. I don't want to put cheeks on her. I want this very natural looking shot of summer in Mexico with very natural soft light. And I got it in a black and white. I think it just really works well. We do get to black, I think, on this photo. No, we don't get to black on this photo. We just go to dark gray. And that's because in the color photograph, we never got to black. There's no black anywhere in the image. So we're truncated up a little bit, but that's the kind of image that it is. So anyway, when you think in black and white, you make black and white photographs. When you have black and white photographs to work with, you're going to find it so much easier to make those very special images. I love black and white. It removes reality and creates something more graphic, more representational, more of a story. Possibly because I was raised on black and white. I don't know. But like I say, today, if I had to choose, I would choose to shoot the rest of my life in black and white. You may not, and that's okay. Great. I like color too, so I'm not saying I hate it. I'm just saying it's just a slight, just anyway. Uh, I love it. I hope I helped you think a little bit about black and white photography. We're going to do one tomorrow on the world landscape, environments, etc., in black and white, and how to think that way. But this was People today. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.